Just waiting for everybody to show up. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just waiting for the rest of the crew to roll on in, and we'll get to talking. All right, boys? Hey, you made it. You know, one of these days, boys, I got to get my my fiance onto this. But she's so camera shy. She's more camera shy than I am. But one day I'll get her on here. What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me tonight, you guys. 5 of you watching right now. I'm sure there'll be more, but yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this a regular streak. Every Friday night, we're gonna be doing a stream and talking about certain topics and and things that I'm passionate about, things that you are passionate about, asking questions for for example, whatever. But first off, how's the audio? Is the audio okay? Darren, what's up, man? Is the audio okay? Can you guys hear me? Because I know last time when I was playing, it was like kind of cutting in and out. And I'm going to try to fix that today. I'm just not going to play as loud. But is the audio okay? Can you guys hear me all right? All right, cool. What's up, Bryson? Glitchy but stable. Yeah. These live streams, they're a little, they're not perfect with the audio. Nathaniel, what's up, dude? You just saw a white rosewood gym root strap for sale. Buy it and yeah, scoop that up while you can. Let's see. I'm trying to get some sound here. All right. So now, like when I was doing the live stream last time, like I'd play, but then the sound would go away. So like. Does the sound cut out again? Use Premiere feature to let the audience know you were like, yeah. So like I did that before. I did use the Premiere feature, and something about with Chrome. I'm still working out the kinks, and I'm still rather a novice when when it comes to this. Maybe we could talk offline. You could help me out with that, man. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, guys. So tonight we're going to be talking about gear. As always, the chat's always open for your guys' inputs and your guys' thoughts. And, super chats are amazing. I'm not going to say, hey, support me with a super chat, whatever. But, it's a great way to give back to this channel and help me help you guys with more gear and stuff. So that's always open. But, yeah, so tonight I just want to talk about gear and, like, what you like to use and what I like to use. And I guess I'll start off by saying, like, I've had so many, like, stages of my life in guitar playing, like, of what I wanted to play and what I thought was cool and what I thought was not cool. And then like I would switch it all up, and like so I've had like this whole evolution, and now like I'm back to like almost on like where I started from. So in 2003 my father got the Les Paul Studio that I learned the guitar on. It's right over here. Hold on, I'll go grab it real quick so I can use it as a prop. So this thing was bought by my father in 2003, and it didn't look like this. This thing was, it's a 2001, so it's 2 years old. It had the pickup selector ring, and it had the pick guard, and it didn't look like this. I mean, it looked brand new. It was, it was 2 years old at the time. And all right, Jester, later, bro. And so he gave me this guitar because he wasn't like a huge fan. He was just a fan, of playing, but he didn't really get that into it. He just liked it because Jimmy Page played a Les Paul, right? And so when he saw that I was really playing a lot and I was really passionate about it, he gave it to me as a Christmas gift one year. And this is the guitar that I cut my teeth on, so to speak, whatever you want to call it. And so I was like obsessed with the Les Paul because that's like what I played, man. Like that I grew up on this guitar, and I really am very fortunate my father gave it to me. My first real guitar was a BC Rich Warlock starter pack that I painted red, white, and black like Eddie Van Halen. But you know, this was the guitar that I learned on, I like played for hours on end, and you could see it like it has some serious relic to it. And like this is all, half of it's me sanding it back, and then the other half of it just continuing to wear. But like these stupid stickers, like an Asking Alexandria sticker, Axe-Fx sticker, Ernie Ball, like, you know, that's just me being young and stupid and wanting to put stickers on my guitar. But like, you know, you can see the wear right here where my palm rests. Anyway, long story short, this was the guitar that got me into guitar, and I was a solely Les Paul guy, right? So then I joined the Army. I go to Germany, and I don't play guitar for a while. And reason being is I'm constantly doing training and on the go. Yeah, no Slipknot sticker. No, I couldn't find one. So I went to Germany, and like I didn't ship any musical equipment over there. I just literally had like one duffel bag with like 2 uniforms, and that was it. And so like my sole focus in life was Army, Army, Army. And then luckily I got stationed back to the stateside in Fort Benning, Georgia. But I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I got hurt on deployment when I was stationed in Germany, but I was overseas even more so. And I hurt my shoulder. And so like I went back to Georgia, and then I ended up getting surgery. And during this time, I was so bored at home. And that's when it started this channel, this YouTube channel, almost 2 years ago. How did I get hurt? So quick story about how I got hurt. I was on watch, you know, on guard, if you will, on top of a truck. And so how it works is like you have these camouflage nets that are supposed to cover your trucks and your vehicles and, you know, everybody during the night. So so people overhead can't see you, right? And so it was like late at night, and it was raining. And you know, we had to quick hurry up because, you know, you want to get it done as fast as possible. And so like I'm on you have to go up on top of these trucks. And if you know what a ratchet strap is, like we go and it like gets tighter and tighter, the strap. The ratchet is strapped on top of a vehicle. And so you have to climb up there, undo it, and then throw it down on all sides of the truck and then climb back down. But when you climb back down, the net's already draped over the vehicle. So you got to like kind of like stick your hand through the camouflage net and climb down. When you're in a hurry and you have your helmet on and your bulletproof vest and a whole bunch of other crap like water and, you know, boots, you know, you're really heavy. And it's raining. And long story short, man, like I'm like running back. I just lost my grip. And I fell onto my arm. It was like, bam. But I was just like, you know, I was young and stupid. I was like, oh, I'm fine. You know, just don't worry about it. You know, shake it off. And I shook it off for like 2 years. And then what happened was I tore my labrum, rotator cuff, and bicep on that fall. But I put it off for 2 years and kept doing Army stuff for 2 years. But anyway, that's how I got hurt. And so anyway, back to guitar. So when I was starting this channel, I had bought a couple guitars just, you know, with money that I had saved up. I bought a Jackson, which was the first guitar I ever played on this channel, a Jackson Soloist. But at this time, I was a huge EVH guy because I loved the Floyd Rose and the stainless steel frets and the kill switch, and I wanted to be, you know, all about Eddie. And so then, like, I had a couple EVH guitars, but then I was also like trying to find stuff to play for this channel because all I wanted to do, the original intent of this channel, was not to give anything back to anybody. Honestly, it was just all these cover songs that had stuck in my head, memorized. I wanted to get them out, and you know, I would like have a dime guitar and EVH guitar, and like I was really trying to find my identity with guitars. And so what ended up happening was I had all these different signature models, and it didn't feel like anything that I wanted to play because I wanted to create my own thing. And I wanted to have my own identity of what I wanted to play. And I'm still struggling with that today. So like, I'm trying to like find my identity at this time. And so then I was like, all right, I'm going to get rid of all my signature models and I'm going to keep the one EVH USA model that I had. But then I'm playing another EVH USA, or the same one, excuse me, and it just didn't feel right. So I sold it all. I sold everything. I'm like, man, I'm not going to play any more signature models. And apart from Jim Root, that's true. So when I came back home and I got out of the Army, I had one guitar again, was this guy. And then I bought a whole bunch more. And all right, so long story short, man, I've now come full circle to where I really only want to play a Les Paul after all this time. And people like hate on me and like, you know, say all these things about Les Pauls. You can't play them in metal style. And like, I got so much hate on my 78 Les Paul custom demo and video saying like, you can't play that in drop B. Like, what are you doing? And, you know, my point is like, I've just like decided that I like single cuts Les Paul with a stop tail bridge. Like the guitar that I started with is the guitar that I gravitate towards the most now. I mean, yeah, I play my other guitars a lot, you know, my Strandberg, my Jim Roots, my Schecter, but like there's something about a Les Paul that I absolutely love and I always will. And you know, so like I'm asking you guys, I'll turn to the chat, like why is it that people say you can and can't play certain things in, like, we'll say metal, because this is a metal style channel, you know what I mean? Like, why is that? And, you know, hey, Montgomery, Dave, what's up? Shout out Montgomery County, dude. You're just above me. I'm in Delaware County. Very cool, man. Like, why do people say that about guitars? And, like, I guess, like, for me with a Les Paul, why people don't like Les Pauls is because it's, like, it's old now. You know, it's not as cool as it was like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. But even like in the 2000s, like Matt Heafy was playing Gibson Les Paul Customs, and he's in Trivium. You know, Jerry Cantrell was playing Les Paul Studios, and Zach Wilde, you know, he's iconic with the Les Paul. It's like, why do people our age or our generation, like, why do they shy away from it? I don't get it. So you should get a Solar. Yeah, dude, I've had so many people talk about Solar guitars, and I should get them, but I don't know, man. I don't know too much about the company, and you know, it's like, I guess apparently there's a market for it on this channel, and people have been asking about it a lot about Solars, and I really do got to get on it, but like, I don't know. It's just it doesn't seem like it would spike a lot of traction, honestly. You know, they're a pretty niche company, and you know, but apparently a lot of people have been asking about it. Apparently they're pretty high in demand. So I guess I do have to get a Solar. I said this last week, but if people keep asking for them, I'll get one. It's either that or Chapman. You know, what do you guys think? Chapman or Solar, excuse me. So let me turn to chat real quick. I just got my Jim Roots Strat a week ago today. Thanks for your demo, dude. Hey, if I had any input on that, I really do sincerely, you know, want to say thank you, and I do appreciate it. If I some way helped, you know, you get a guitar, man, that's awesome. I've said it every single stream, and I probably will every single Friday. I love the Jim Root stuff, even though I just contradicted myself in saying I don't really like signature models. That is the only exception to that rule, because the metal Strat is amazing. I love it. So if I helped you out with that, thank you so much. And guys, if at any point in time you have a comment or question, it helps me out. Even if you really don't have anything super passionate you want to say, just throw it in the chat, because it helps me keep this flow going since I'm by myself, you know what I mean? And it could spark another idea in my head, and we can go off on a tangent. So if at any point in time you guys have something to say or want to ask me, you know, or even give a donation, whatever you guys want to do, just throw it out there, and everything and anything helps me keep this flow going. You know what I mean? So, but thank you guys. I'll always say it. Thank you guys so much for watching. So, you know, I just want to go back to the chat now. They say you can't play in drop D on a Les Paul. Yeah, Zach Wilde been doing that since he was out. Yeah, I mean, people, you know, people say you can't play drop B, drop A in a Les Paul, but there's all kinds of examples out there. Like Jim Root again. Rig Rundown 2015 with Premier Guitar, you know, the most recent one with Slipknot. He even says before he got his signature Strats that he would go to an old Gibson in the studio, and he wouldn't tour with it, but he'd go to an old Gibson. So I guarantee you, it's either an Explorer or a Les Paul or a V maybe, but even still, that's Gibson. You know what I mean? So like he was using old Gibsons in the studio with Slipknot and Stone Sour back in the day. And people don't even realize that. And for some reason, they just hate on dad rock guitars, man. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. Because because they're insecure themselves and aren't open minded, I play clean jazzy stuff on Ibanez. Yeah, you know, and that's very funny because you guys know I'm in school for music. Um, I get, I had a, he's trying to be vague. I had somebody give me a lesson not too long ago, and it was jazz oriented. It was like jazz kind of fusiony. It was like kind of rock and jazz. And for me, when I hear rock, I just go straight to metal. I don't think like classic rock. You know what I mean? When I'm trying to play, and that's just how I play. It's just my style. Anyway, I brought this Les Paul to that said lesson, and talking about open-minded. This thing does not scream metal or does not scream like, you know, in your face. It's very subtle. It's very elegant, classy, you know, nothing crazy, no crazy flame on it. Nice Les Paul, right? And so like I'm playing and he has me play. He's like, all right, just play something real quick. First 3 minutes of the lesson, play something. So I play the opening to Dream Theater, Pull Me Under. And I hit that, and then I kick on a little bit of overdrive, and very subtly I just go, I'm out of tune, but I just do the opening like chugs of that song. Standard tuning, very subtle, and I didn't blow the doors off of him. I didn't like play stupid loud. And he looks at me and goes, do you always play like that? I'm like, yeah. And very, very condescendingly, he goes, I don't know if he didn't know if I knew what I was doing or if he was just being a dick, but he goes, you see this knob right here? This is called a tone knob. You know what this is? Yeah, you roll that back and then you get a much more jazzy sound. You ever play with these knobs down here? Yeah, you should look into it. And from the rest of that 45-minute lesson, I really wanted to get up and walk out because of that. And talk about open-minded. I'm playing like a dad rock guitar, jazz guitar, and he was like, even hating on it still. And I don't know if it's because of my playing, but you know what I mean? Like he was still closed-minded on the fact that I'm playing a Les Paul for jazz. Like just because it's not like a semi-hollow, you know, Gibson 355, 35, whatever those things are called. He's hating on me. And so like, yeah, you can play clean jazzy stuff on an Ibanez, but people will hate on you because you're not playing, you know, August Burns Red. Or, you know, old school Dream Theater on it, you know what I mean? Or Korn. So it's like, I guess people are just like, they like what they like. And if they see something that doesn't make sense to them, they automatically go to hate as opposed to being like excited for the person. So it's interesting. I don't understand why as a guitar community, we have to hate on what other people play. It's really weird. Like, isn't everybody's like kind of goal to just like, well, I guess not everybody's, but you would think more people would be trying to spread like happiness and not spreading hate, but all the internet's filled with hate. It's weird. You know what I mean? Your guitar, money, your fingers, you play whatever the F you want. People think of themselves as gatekeepers towards the Les Paul use. They give themselves the importance they don't have. Exactly. Les Pauls are beasts. Thanks, Dave. It's true. It's like, yeah, man, it's just like, and I think this goes again with Gibson's bump in the road with their quality control in like 2017. You know, that was a pretty bad year for them. And like now it's just like become a meme to hate on Gibson. But like, dude, like I've stood by, I'm obviously not endorsed by Gibson. I'm not Slash. But like, I've never said it, but like all the Gibson haters, man, I just want to be like, fuck you, dude. Like, do you know what you're doing to the community? Like, if the average everyday person sees that the guitar players hate Gibson, if Gibson goes under, man, like you're ruining all guitars. You know, all companies, because if Gibson thrives, everybody thrives. Gibson and Fender are the heart and the brain of the guitar community. And like when people are like, oh yeah, you know, fuck Gibson fucking sucks, man. Like, oh, what a piece of shit. Hope they fucking go bankrupt and never come back. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, this is Gibson, man. Like, this is the guitar community right here. This is in my hands is the entire guitar industry, like 90%. And you know, call me dramatic, call me egotistical, call me what you will. If Gibson fails, man, we're fucked, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we're done. And it blows me away. Like, people are so quick to hate on Gibson, but they don't realize, like, if Gibson goes away, what they're doing to the community. Like, they're destroying the guitar industry. So, like, even if you don't like Gibson for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't like him. But, hey, I mean, I don't really like Ibanez, and I don't really have a reason. But, like, I don't hate Ibanez. You know, I don't, like, hate Ibanez where I have to type about it. I just don't like Ibanez because it's not my thing. But like if like why do people have to hate on Gibson, man? I don't get it. It's like if everybody like gets it in their head that Gibson sucks, like you're gonna destroy the whole guitar community. And then what are you gonna be doing? Then you're not gonna have companies like Solar or Abasi or Kiesel or Leggett or you know the smaller niche kind of companies like Balaguer, the like middle of the road to lesser niche companies. They're not gonna exist at all because if nobody's going to buy the big companies, there's no market and there's no value in the little companies for buying or for being in the industry, excuse me. So like, yeah, man, this whole closed-minded thing about Gibson and about the old big models and big companies, it really like, it's people don't understand like what they're like, you know, what they're doing. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I have a Solar and it's ridiculous what you get for the price. Solar, yeah. Solar overcomes chat. Yeah, I guess everybody wants Solar, man. But like, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it kind of like a middle of the road Schecter, like in terms of like bang for the buck? Like, is there locking tuners? Is there like there's no active pickups? I don't think. Like, what kind of pickups are there? Are they brand name? Or are they Solar pickups? Do they have hip shot bridge? Do they have locking tuners? What kind of nuts do they have? They don't think they have stainless steel frets. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know any of that stuff. And that's just my naivety to Solar. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable dropping like nine bills for something that I'm not going to play. But, you know, I really, after the stream, I'll do my research and I won't neglect Solar anymore. So, all right. You can play any guitar, any style you wish. People are just being very elitist. Don't really matter. Some guitars are made in specific genres, but you don't have to play it for that genre only. Right. Exactly. Gibson started out as a blues and jazz and then turned into classic rock. And now, you know, people like Zakk Wylde have broken that barrier. You know, Ibanez is kind of pretty much known for being metal and rock, but they have jazz guitars. Guy named John Schofield, a phenomenal jazz player. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. I certainly didn't until I went to school. He plays an Ibanez semi-hollow, looks like an old school B.B. King Gibson. So like, yeah, you can play anything you want. And if anybody tells you otherwise, give them the finger. And that's what I did with the internet. When I first started this channel, man, like I felt like I had to play what people wanted to see. Like I had to play a Jackson. I had to play, let's see, what else did I have? I had a dime guitar. I had a dime slime for a brief stint. You know, I had a Schecter. I still have a Schecter. Trying to think if there's another guitar I had that I didn't really like, but I had it. Oh, I never made it to this channel. Before I started my channel, I had a Schecter C1 SLS with a Sustainiac and a floating Floyd Rose, and I hated it, but I bought it because I thought it would be cool for the beginning part of this channel. And I got rid of it before I even started the channel. And so like, yeah, I was really afraid of like playing with my identity, which is what I said in the opening of this stream. Guys, if you're just joining me, thank you so much. I'm talking about gear, all kinds of like my stories and like the opinions of other people and what people see as like as fit for metal style and like why people are so like elitists and like why there's so much hate with certain brands and like why I use what I use. And yeah, we're just talking about, you know, gear and guitars and everything. So if you have a question or an opinion, you know, throw it in the comments and it gives me a chance to continue this flow of me being by myself and just talking. Because anytime you throw a comment in there, it creates an idea in my head potentially for me to talk about something new. So thank you for watching. Back to the chat. How's that Les Paul you grabbed from Plymouth Meeting? Dude, it's so cool, man. Like, there's people all over the world watching right now, but the fact that you reference Plymouth Meeting, that makes me so happy, dude. That's so cool, man. It's like 15 minutes from my house. Well, to caveat off of that, she is right here. And she's gorgeous, man. I mean, this thing's beautiful. This and my 78 Custom, which is just off screen in its case. Like, this thing is amazing, dude. Like, I don't understand how you can hate Gibson when they make things like this. I don't get it. If anybody, like, All right, I'm gonna ask. Just go on a limb. If there's anybody watching that doesn't like Gibson, please don't be afraid to let me know. I would love to hear your opinion as to why. And this is not to start a fight. Dude, I'm not a drama dude at all. Like, if you're gonna get heated about it, don't bother. But like, I would love for somebody to like tell me just their opinion, their rationale why they don't like Gibson, or even any brand, other than the fact that it's just not for them. Like I said before, why, in a respectful and honest manner, not being like a jerk about it. So if you want to step up to the plate and be that brave, because you're putting yourself out there, I would love to hear from you, and we can have an honest discussion. But yeah, if you don't want to put yourself out there, I totally get that. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody out there. So, offers out there, balls in your court, right? But yeah, Dave, this guitar treated me beautifully. I almost don't want to play it too much because it's like still like that new thing. You know what I mean? It's not like my '92 Les Paul is like old and beat up, and my Les Paul Studios, beat the shit. But like this thing's like still kind of like nice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's kind of like a piece of art. But I love it, honestly. I have a PRS SE single cut, and that guitar. Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes when I scroll, it jumps. Sorry. Let's talk about my farts. Well, thanks for donating $2. What a waste of $2. That sucks, man. Anyway, thanks for the $2, dude. What a waste. I have a PRS SE single cut, and that guitar put my Ibanez to shame. It sold me on single cut Les Paul style guitars. Well, that's good, Chris. I'm glad it didn't deter you in the other way. Yeah. Sometimes you play something and it strikes your mood. Like when I played the Schecter, the amber finished SLS C1 Elite, like that put me on a huge hip shot bridge kick, and that's what introduced me to Fishmans too. And now that's like, I'm literally obsessed with Fishmans. And if I had the time and the money to like buy a bunch of Fishmans and throw them in like a lot of more of my guitars that I already have, like this first thing to go and would probably be this one. Yeah. So sometimes you just play stuff and it like spikes your interest and you change your idea. So happy about the Legator so far? Yeah, dude. Honestly, when you brought it up about the quality control issues, and I mentioned it in one video a while back, like 3 weeks ago, not too long ago. And one of the comments was, "Don't buy a Legator," like all caps, exclamation point, blah, blah, blah. And I asked the dude, why, what's up? Never got back to me. But I did my research, and apparently like it seems like in 2017, again, kind of like Gibson, there's a rather discrepancy of quality control in the guitar community with Legator. And yeah, so I kind of am late to the party with that. I didn't really get the hate or the reasoning behind it. But yeah, this is the guitar I bought, the X series with Legator. It's like their like 100% most spec'd out version of their production models. And I just filmed a video for it just before this live stream. So that'll go up either tonight or tomorrow, depending. I don't know, a game time decision, but it'll be up very, very soon. The demo and review of that. And it sounds sick. Spoiler alert, it sounds sick. But yeah, man, like it's got stainless steel frets. It's got, fan frets, Fishman active, Fishman Fluence moderns, active pickups, kill switch, which is a cool little gadget. California Buckeye Burl cap. It's not a finish or a veneer. It's like a real piece of wood that's like $600 to begin with. Ebony board. So like you literally couldn't like spec it out anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's like everything that you could possibly throw at a guitar is in that guitar. And it's just sitting right over there. Maybe I'll grab it eventually before the stream's over, talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, man, long story short, I am very, very pleased with it. And it's a shame that they have a relatively bad rep. Can you explain what happened to me? I really don't know. If you have any insight on their quality control issues, and that's a shame because like I talked to the dude at the headquarters, man, and like he like hooked it up and was like really polite and like we talked like if we like knew each other, you know, for a while. And I get it, like he's trying to do his thing, but at the end of the day, if you're a good person, you're a good person, and if you make the buyer feel good, you know, that's kind of like your job, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if you could please let me know what happened. Anybody could let me know. I'd really, really appreciate it. Do I like cats? Yeah, cat poop official. Yeah, man, I like cats. I got my fiance has 2 cats in this house, and yeah, cats are cool. I don't have a problem with cats. The Chapman single cut would be cool to see in here. Yeah, it would be, but it looks weird. It looks weird. I don't like a single cut where like the pickup selector is not up here. It looks weird to me, and that's just me being superficial. But like, would you be interested in seeing a Chapman single, or excuse me, a Chapman, the ML1 version, like the Strat style, or the ML, is it 3, the Telly style? They're at Guitar Center now, and they're pretty cheap. I've certainly seen them in Delaware, at my local Guitar Center, Wilmington, Delaware. They have them, man, and I almost pulled the trigger once, but I didn't get around to it. So if Chapman, you know, I'll ask again, Chapman or Soul? Those are like the 2 YouTube guitar brands. I mean, literally they are. You know, if you guys have any interest in them, that would, you know, I'm trying to give back to you guys and not just do what I want to do. I want to do what you guys want to do, what you guys like, because, you know, without you, I'm nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, I have to give you guys what you want. So if there's Chapman or Solar, I'll leave it at that. Just what do you guys like? You find that most famous artists use standard Les Pauls on the records. Metallica is one of them. Yeah. Al, what's up, man? Yeah, you're not late. You're just in time, dude. Yeah, it's funny how people gravitate towards Les Pauls for studio recordings because they sound the best. And I'll be honest, I'm a little skeptical about like things sounding that much better. Because if you can play, man, you can play. Like if you can play on a tennis racket guitar, spoiler, that guitar, that's a tennis racket guitar, by the way, and that has a song recorded, and I have a huge production video in the works. But man, it won't stop fucking snowing to get out and film it. But if you can play on anything and make it sound good, dude, you don't need a Les Paul. You don't need anything. Just play what you want. But it is funny how a lot of people gravitate towards Gibsons and Les Pauls in the studio. It's funny how that works, but then everybody hates on them because it's like the views on YouTube. You know, we've seen those videos. It's funny how that works. The only thing I hate about Les Paul is the short scale length and upper fret axis. Yes, I agree. I do not like the 24 3/4 scale. That like this was in drop B. And I mean, that B is it's rather loose. I'll be the first to admit that. I totally get that. And yeah, these aren't really like that is not ideal for upper fret access. These are not built for shred machines. These are hard, but they're riff machines. You know what I mean? Like Les Pauls are used for, you know, rhythms, and you know certain people do solo them. Like Zakk Wylde rips on a Les Paul. But yeah, I know what you mean, man. Like these, they're kind of hard to play, and that's like kind of Rabia. I saw him when he bought a '71 Les Paul Custom. He said there's like a fight in a Les Paul, and it's true, man. Like it makes you, if they're not like dainty little, like super flashy, you know, like like a JP15 or a Strandberg, man. Like you gotta work for the notes in these things, and it's funny, but. You know, certain people like to fight him, and I do. I'm one of them, man. It makes you play differently. It makes you play harder and aggressive, and it may not be the cleanest and the most articulate and precise, but it brings a certain I guess emotion out of you when you play them like that. I started out with a Micro Terra orange amp, and ever since then I've head over heels for orange amps. I have a Dark Terror and a Rockerbird 100. I'm really passionate about using orange stuff. Dude, I completely understand where you're coming from with that. And the funny thing is, I've never played an orange. No, that's not true. I played once an orange solid state reverb tuner RT 30 RT whatever, orange crush 30 RT, something like that. Little piece of, not piece of junk, small combo amp. But other than that, like I've literally never played through an orange thing. And much like you, I have the same like infatuation for orange stuff, not because I played through them, but because I have it, and I'm itching to get one in my possession and play, play through it, like, and really get the feel for orange stuff. And yeah, I love orange, and I've never even owned one. I just love everything about them, the color mostly, and the brand name. It's so weird, and some of my favorite people use orange stuff, so I totally get that, man. I have a passion for them as well, but yeah, I don't I don't own one. I have a question real quick. I'm gonna bring this up. I have a thought that I wanted to hit before I get to more of your questions. Yeah, thank you for continuing to pump that comment section, man. It helps me out, man. I'm one dude running the show here, but like I would like to know your guys' input on the future of guitars, and that could be amps and guitars alike. I'll tell you what I mean. My personal opinion is I really do think that that tube amps are going to go away very, very soon. I really do, and I hate that. I don't play tubes, and the reason why I think they're going to go away is the same reason why I don't play them. So again, just leave your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the future? Like, let's say anywhere from 5 to 15 years. But like, I really think they're going to go away, and I really think they're going to be like a boutique thing where like people don't use them anymore. You know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, like XFX 3 or even like the STL Tones, I almost said Harley Quinn, Howard Benson plugin suite, like the Nameless suite, the NTS suite. Like, why have this giant heavy thing that weighs whatever when you can just have a little thing, a little piece of hardware or a software plugin that does the job for a fraction of the price, and is just like the ease of use is so much better. So I really think that tube amps are going to go away very, very soon, man. I think they're going to be obsolete, and that sucks, man. That really does suck. But I can see like companies like Marshall, Mesa Boogie, I really can see them like throwing their hat in the modeling game or the plug-in game even more so. But like, I would hate to see it, but I really do think it's going to happen. Is tube amps, maybe like 10 years, are going to go away. And I really do think that. In terms of guitars, I really think that there's just going to be, how do I word this? It's even starting to happen now, but I really think there's going to be a lot more, not really boutique, because like, is Kiesel boutique? Like custom shop, kind of like niche, we'll call it. I really think there's going to be more niche companies sprouting out. And I really think that, there's not going to be like 5 companies running the show anymore. What I mean by that, like Ibanez, Gibson, Fender, I guess maybe Schecter, not even like Schecter, ESP, I really like, it's not prevalent now, but I think it'll continue to happen even more so as time goes on. Like, I really think it's just going to be like, rather than like a 5 people up here, 30 down here, and then the rest, I really think it's going to be like, 30 here and then hundreds here. You know what I mean? I really think it's just going to be like, it's going to be so widespread, and nobody's going to be the heavy hitter of the guitar community anymore, because there's so many players, man, and there's so many killer companies that it's like at the like quality levels just getting pushed up and up and up and up. Like Strandberg just released like a fan fret true temperament stainless steel fret guitar. Like, how can you compete with that in the modern world, like the metal world? You know what I mean? Like, that is like perfect intonation fan fret stainless steel all in one guitar. Like, how can you compete with that? And Strandberg's not that big. I mean, yeah, they're big, they're well established, but like, they're not that big. You know what I mean? And so like, how can like a huge company compete with that? So I think the playing field is just going to keep going up and up. So anyway, that's my opinion, and I'd love to hear from you guys, like what you think is going to happen here in the future, if anything at all. I could be way off in your opinion. I'd love to hear from you guys. But I'm going to go back to the chat. Nameless or NTS? Tough call. So like I did a shootout and for like the best plugins of 2018, and I said Nameless because that was the plugin that broke the internet, in my opinion. You know, kind of dramatic, but it kind of did, honestly, too. But now I would, if only the Nameless had a damn noise gate, man, it would crush the NTS, in my opinion. I think the Nameless sounds better than the NTS, but the NTS is more what's the word? Applicable, like practical. That's what I'm saying. Because of the noise gate, man, the Zool noise gate pedal, you know, built in, that just like tames all the rowdiness, because those plugins are like stupid noisy and rowdy when you crank them, man. And that's awesome. Like the high gain sound you get out of those two plugins is like unmatched, and they sound real. You know what I mean? Like they sound very real because high gain amps sound like that, right? But you know, at the end of the day, sometimes you just want something that works, right? Nameless or NTS? I'll go NTS. I'll go NTS solely for the noise gate plugin. But yeah, man, that nameless plugin is just it's so crisp and clear and heavy and rowdy all at the same time. I love it. I love it so much. If only I had the Zool pedal. I think there's gonna be an update if it hasn't already happened. I kind of lost touch with the Neural DSP game for a while, but yeah, man, NTS by a hair. But my ultimate favorite plugin right now is the Howard Benson Suite by STL Tones. Not only does it sound good, but the dudes at STL Tones are good people, and they hooked it up. They gave me the I'm very fortunate. I don't want to brag. I'm really not trying to brag. They're so kind to give me the Emissary by Ignite Amps and STL Tones. They gave me the digital download the day before to check out and get my content out the day of, like immediately. As soon as 9 a.m. Eastern time dropped, I was right there, giant on the spot. And that's just good people, man. You know what I mean? Like I love STL Tones. I really do. And I won't say anymore. They're good people, man. I'm very fortunate that they know me now. It's so cool, man. Great plugin company. STL Tones, my favorite at the moment. So Duncan Solar, no locking tuners. They introduced stainless steel frets. Hey, there we go. All right. So stainless steel frets is like my #1 criteria with guitars, honestly, even more so than pickups. Because like whenever I invest in a guitar, it usually doesn't happen. I usually don't keep it this long, but like I want something to where like I don't have to mod it. I don't like mods, man. I don't really like modifications at all, because I don't trust myself well enough, and I don't trust other people to like do modifications from a guitar that leaves a factory stock. You know what I mean? And that's just me. I'm envious of people that like to do mods in a way, but I like to keep something so original and to just run with it, because it was designed to be, you know, for example, it was designed to be this way. I'm gonna get another guitar real quick. Bring out the new guy. Like it was designed to be this way, and so like, who am I to say it needs to be updated or changed? You know what I mean? So like, if it has stainless steel frets, that's awesome, because that means they're never gonna wear out, and I never have to take it to get refretted, and then run the risk of somebody, you know, snapping the fretboard. Yeah, the fretboard, or like doing a shitty refret. You know what I mean? Like every time it gets in the hands of somebody else other than your own, you run the risk of just human error of somebody messing with it. So stainless steel frets and a Solar guitar. All right, you got my interest. A couple of you guys' message have been retracted, and I have nothing to do with that. Just giving you guys a head up. If I scroll past it, it says your name and then it says comment retracted. I don't know if you guys are getting too rowdy or what. Sunken Solar pickups are called Duncan Solars. So are they Duncan pickups, or are they Seymour Duncan pickups, or are they like Duncan designed Solar pickups? You know what I mean? Like, can you help me out with that? Tips on making videos and building a following on YouTube, especially for someone who only has a phone camera can't afford really nice gear. All right, we'll talk. Since we're talking about gear, I can that's relevant. Everybody's in that situation in the beginning. Tips is, if I was you, I would save up. Just save up. Get some good editing software and a decent camera, like a used T5i. It can't be more than like maybe 150, 200 bucks. Yeah, that sounds like a lot, but you know, if you're really passionate about starting a channel, man, like you got to think of it as an investment. And at the end of the day, this is my business, man. This is my small business now. This isn't a hobby. This isn't for fun. Yes, I enjoy it. I love it. It's my favorite thing that I do at the moment, my YouTube channel. But you know, it's a business, man. Like you gotta see yourself as a brand and as an entity in the industry. And so I would just invest in good quality camera, and then decide what you want your channel to be about. Because that's something I struggled with in the very beginning. Because the channel that I started out with was just for me, getting my covers out of my head, because I had all these stupid songs buzzing in my head and I just wanted to get them out. But then as I realized, hey, I'm really, really enjoying this. I want to give back to the players. I want to give honest feedback about gear. And then now I'm starting to reinvent again now. And I'm really going to be doing more tutorials on mixing, and then doing more lesson stuff in terms of theory and technique on playing, because I have a lot of that knowledge and I don't want it to go to waste. And I want to give my genuine, honest feedback for people that, you know, you won't have to pay for it. You know, it's not musician, or it's not, wait, don't skip this ad if you want to learn to play guitar. You ever want to be a rock star and then you have somebody, blah, 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 the stupid ads, man. Like, I don't want somebody to fall into that gimmick. So I would love to be that person. And then it's not just a DVD, you know, or, you know, online PDF. Like, I'm a real person, man. You can interact with me. And if you have any questions, I'd love to give back to you that way. So that's what I'm trying to do with my channel, man, is I'm trying to, like, yeah, be a brand, be a small business, whatever, the boring part of things. But at the end of the day, be a good person and be somebody that can help somebody out at the end of the day. Whether that's being how to record, how to, you know, film videos, how to play, you know, how to use, you know, the different modes and scales over a chord progression, like all that stuff that took me forever to get all my own self-taught. I'd love to help out anybody. So that's what I'm trying to do. And that's like what I have created my entity to be. And so starting your channel off, that's something you should really, really consider, is like what you want to do. But if you want to do it for fun, then I say my advice would be just have fun with it and go for it. Hope that helps, man. All right. Thank you guys so much for all your continued comments, man. This is awesome. It helps me out, man. I really do appreciate it. Tubes will never go away. If I play through my model amps, the Nameless Bias ETC, they sound amazing, but when I play through my tube heads, it sounds a lot more. I understand. I totally get that. They do sound better, but better doesn't always mean better business. Like, it costs way more for the company to create like an awesome tube head. And like, if I'm like a 13-year-old kid and I want a guitar amp for Christmas, what do you think is a more practical thing my parents are going to get me? A $4,000 Fortin, you know, head, or $100, you know, guitar Fortin plugin? I understand they do sound better, but I think it's going to go away because of the conveniency and the ease of use of a modeler and a plugin. I really think that, like, you know, as we get older in the digital age, kids aren't going to, like, they're not going to want a giant 4x12 with a 100-watt head, because one, their parents aren't going to buy that, and two, it's not as practical, man. You got to carry that shit around. You know, you got to mic it up. You got to replace the tubes. I really think that I could be way off. We can agree to disagree. I totally agree with you when you say they sound better. Yes, they do. They do. Everybody knows that. I think that's a common knowledge thing. But the ease of use, man, like with the modelers, with the built-in effects and pedals, man, like into the plugin, and you know, like, it's so much cheaper and it's so much better. So we can agree to disagree. That's just my 2 cents on that. All right, they're adding the Zool and the Nameless at some point. All right, I was right with that. Okay. Dan, what's up, dude? Seymour Duncan pickups made exclusively for Solar guitars. Awesome. Okay. See, that's another thing that I'm not even like up to date on. All right, so they have real Duncan pickups, and now they're starting to get stainless steel frets. That's like that's one is huge, the stainless steel frets, but the other one, name brand pickups is always good. Yeah, sometimes pickups don't really matter. You can always change them later. Like I'm kind of contradicting myself, saying I don't like to do mods, but I just like having something that's like just fully specced out, good to go, so I don't have to invest more money in it, and I don't have to run the risk of somebody else doing something negatively to the guitar. Like this isn't. I'm not like not tooting the horn of Legator right now, but like you know, stainless steel frets, California Buckeye Burl top, Fishman Fluence moderns, and LED kill switch, whatever. But like that alone and 5-piece Wenge maple neck, that's specced out, man. You can't get more specced out. And, you know, it's just like this will never have to be changed. Or my Strandberg sitting right over here, same deal, exact same stainless steel frets, Fishman moderns. Like nothing will ever have to be changed with that. I just like that. So, all right, solar guitars. All right, I'll get one. I'll get one. Yeah, kids may do that, but as for pro guitarists, it'll be the first choice for everything. It all comes from preference at the end of the day. You might find modeling sounds better, and that's fine. Find modding. I think you mean modeling. I don't think modeling sounds better. Somebody might, but I don't. But I understand. I really do understand what you're saying. But professional guitarists at some point are going to be kids. And so, like, let's think of it this way. So, like, I have 10-year-olds that are guitar players, right? And so, like, someday they're going to be professional guitar players in 15 years by the time they're 25. So, most kids can't afford, nice stuff, and they can only afford what's available. So, like, a real tube amp company is not going to wait around those 15 years until, oh, these kids are professional now. Now we can start making money. Nah, man, they're going to go away like within that year. This is just an example. I get that. There's always professional musicians, but then you got to think of professional musicians touring and recording. That costs money to ship that shit across the country to a recording studio. If you want to keep it in a storage locker, that costs money. So I totally hear what you're saying. Professionals, yes, want to use the real stuff, but even professional musicians want to use modelers, especially for touring, like August Burns Red, Pennsylvania Boys. I love them to death. I mean, right there. They use Axe Effects, 150s, the OG EVH ones, but it was so expensive to ship it across the world. So then they went Axe Effects, and PV 5150 is probably the best metal amp of all time, really. But it's just a bitch to lug around. So nothing against PV, but you got to be smart as a businessman and save money. So I really just think they're going to go away, man, and the modeling's only going to get better. So I really hear what you're saying, bro, but it kills me to say it, but I really think that tubes are going to go away. Whole lot of Bulldog. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Do you have the Jim Root Jazzmaster? I'm thinking about getting one. Nah, dog, I don't. That's the last. Well, I'm missing 2 for the set, but I can't talk right now. I'm waiting because apparently Jim Root has another signature model potentially coming out, or another pickup, or not another one, a signature pickup set. So I'm holding off until this album drops and see what Jim Root does. I need the black telly that's discontinued with the maple board. That's fucking hard to find. I was hard enough to find the white one with the maple board, the Strat. But yeah, the Jazzmaster is the last one to get. If I was you, get whichever one you want, because I have a telly and I have 2 Strats, and they literally play exactly the same and sound literally exactly the same. So my advice to you is get whatever one you want, because they do not play any differently. I've never played the Jazzmaster. I don't like the shape, and I don't like real Jazzmasters. That's why I didn't get one. But like literally, dude, if you want a Jazzmaster, go for it, as opposed to another model like body shape, because they literally play the same. So I hope that helps. Oh, excuse me. There's a band that just uses mower preamp panels and mower preamp live. I love it. Cradle of Filth. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Darren, yeah, get the Strat. You said it, man. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to deter somebody getting a jazz message, but yeah, get the Strat, dude. Guys, again, just throw up more comments in the chat, and we'll get to talking to them. Fractal stuff and modeling in general is cute, but still can't quite beat a real tube bed, real cab. It just makes your balls jiggle when you play a power chord. Yeah, I get it, dude. I get it, man. I hear you, but I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. I was full on anti-modeler for the longest time until I did it, and it's just so much easier for me to create, and it's just so much easier all around, dude, and cheaper too, man. I've had an Axe FX for almost 2 years now. I never had to change the tubes once. If I had a PB5150, I probably would have changed the tubes by now. So I'm already down. How much the tubes cost? Like $100? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be smart. You got to be business savvy. And I totally get it, man. I totally get what you're saying. I really don't think tubes are going to stay around. But I could be way off. Modelers could go, and then I'll eat my words. You know what I mean? But they never capture the air and the warm aging of a tube. Yeah, you're right, dude. Just going back up and reading what I missed. Future of guitar is the music. Our brains would be connected directly to a computer that would play a hologram instruments that sound with the sounds we want and even play the notes we want. Yeah. That reminds, like, speaking of gear, there's those plugins now that, like, it's all MIDI based and like virtual, like, not drummer, that's bad enough. I use that. But like virtual bass players and guitars, like, it's all MIDI based and like they play what you want to play. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, oh, that sucks to see that people want to actually use that, man. Like, people create with like MIDI bass. I think guitar is the worst because bass you can kind of get away with it, maybe. Bass players will say hell no, but like a MIDI guitar, like, oh, how can anybody like live with themselves and buy with that and create with that? It kills me to see. Yeah, that's weird, man. Yeah, holograms. Yeah. Tube amps will still be in the use for studio or for recording. Hard to beat fractal for gigging. Yes, yeah. Yeah, most people still do use tubes for recording. Yeah, you're right. I will agree with you on that. They are certainly easier to record with. I agree. Can't argue with that. I kind of want the PV Invective mini head for recording just to see what that's all like, because that has the gate, it has the XLR. I mean, that is like a modeler in a sense. It has everything built in with no external stuff. That's coming out here soon. I might get one, or might reach out eventually from somebody and get one. But yeah, man, a lot of good questions, man. A lot of not heated debate, but debate nonetheless. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Guitar gear. Everybody's so passionate about it and what they use and what they play. I love it. I'm gonna scroll through here. I just heard Nick Sampson rocking about creating a guitar that has interchangeable parts. You can put any pickup and neck and body shape and anything. URM Academy. See, that doesn't interest me at all, man. I don't want to get that. I don't even want to look at that. How MIDI guitars are for people who can't play or anything. Wait, the whole speech about how MIDI guitars are for people who cannot play or cannot play anymore, etc. I guess if I'm a rapper and I want to create a song with a MIDI guitar, I guess. But like, why don't you just reach out and get a guitar? I'm extremely biased. I guess that's how drummers feel when Superior Drummer, it's just like taking over the game now. Nobody uses real drummers for their stuff. I do totally get that. Yeah, I guess I'm just, you're right. I'm probably just being biased. It's probably for people that just want to use it, when they're not a guitar-based channel. But I have seen guitar-based channels demoing these MIDI guitars and like talking about them. I guess it's, man, I can't, it hurts my soul as a guitar player. Yeah, it's probably just how drummers feel about Superior Drummer. Totally get that. You're right, bro. I appreciate your constant, not like your constant counterpoints to what I'm saying. That's awesome, dude. what problem I have with MIDI guitars is that if an untalented person gets famous and not playing anything but just pressing buttons, they can get someone's like play like you can play. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, that honestly, that's what a lot of the music industry is nowadays. Like, no offense to Cardi B if you're a Cardi B fan, but is she musically talented? I don't think so. Maybe she's a little bit rhythmically talented to be able to fit bars into like a 4/4 standard hip hop beat. But you know, in terms of musicality, not really. Kevin, my dude, what's up, man? Kevin, guys, Kevin's one of my good friends. As stellar guitar player, great dude. Helps me out with like a lot of theory stuff and like jazz chords. Great person. Kevin, thank you so much for watching. You're the man, dude. Totally agree. Tubes are so difficult to work around, and I really like to try Kemper. Yeah, guys, Kevin works at a guitar shop part-time, and he's really talented with modifications and repairs with guitars and amps. And you know, he's always talking to me about all these crazy like wirings and like all this different stuff. Like, he's a huge gearhead, and not that I need validation, but you know, take it with a grain of salt. But somebody that works in the industry in terms of repairs and works in a shop, you know, tube heads. You know, he's one guy. You know, don't take everything and anything anybody says to heart. But one guy saying that tubes are difficult to work with, tube heads. You know, it's a bit of labor. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I can't even give an example, but like if there's like a virtual car that drove you around every day and everywhere and knew exactly where to go, never ran out of gas, never need tires, never need oil, never need anything, and they cost exactly the same as a guitar that needs oil change, needs tires, needs gas, needs a tune-up, you know, people are gonna, you know, even if that real car drives 10 miles an hour faster than the model car, you know, people are probably gonna be like, why do I need this? I can just go to this model car and I never have to put gas in it again. You know what I mean? So it's like that. It's like that. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, things that go out, you know, people don't want to spend more money and constantly update them unless you're like very passionate about it. If you're very passionate about cars, you're going to keep that car along, you know, alive as long as possible. And I totally get that. You know what I mean? So we'll grab one more prop. Let's see, which one should I grab here? All right. We'll grab the art piece of the studio, the guitar that I don't like to play because it's too nice. And oh, that sounded bad. This is the trans black / purple JP15 with the sickest flame maple neck you will ever see in your entire life, dude. Look at this thing, man. This thing is like, it's not my baby because I don't use it that much, but it's like, it's a piece of art to me. It's like, I just like to have it just as like, you know, a thing and not even really play it. I play it occasionally. A lot of times when I'm soloing, you know, playing lead stuff on my tracks, this will be that guitar. But, you know, apart from that, like, it's not a rhythm guitar, and I'm a rhythm player that can solo occasionally. That's how I view myself. But yeah, man, this thing's so sick. That's another thing too. I forgot to mention at the very beginning of this stream, I was talking about my evolution of gear. I forgot to mention I was on a huge. I don't think they do. Oh, the Armada. Yeah, they make the Armada. I was gonna say they don't make hardtails. The Armada is the only hardtail from Ernie Ball. But like, I love this shape, and the Majesty is a little wonky for me. It's a little too like futuristic. But like the JP15 is like so comfortable, man. I love it so much. But I don't like it because of the floating trem, man. You know, Floyds are bad enough, but when you got a floating bridge, it's a pain to keep in tune, no matter how many locking tuners you have. But yeah, I love this thing. I'm gonna take it over to the chat again. Do I like my Mayonnaise Hydra model? I don't know. I never heard of it. Mayonnaise is like another. That's like, they're like with Ormsby and stuff, where like I haven't gotten around to checking them out because they're. I mean, Mayonnaise is like stupid expensive. What's this called again? Hydra. Ooh. Ooh. Is this a headless? Yes, sir, it is. Wow, dude. That's beautiful. And it's got like that like cutaway at the back, at the rear with that triangle. Why'd you have to show me that, man? Now I'm gonna want one. And now I'm gonna like Jones to get one of those dudes. Yeah, they're cool, man. Very cool. I play the guitar and the bass and record it all. Only thing I don't play is drums, and MIDI drums help fill the gaps. But if you're too lazy to learn any of the instruments, don't play, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I do the exact same thing, but no offense, buddy, but like, what you just said is kind of like contradicting yourself. Like, you know, lazy to play the drums, but I can't play bleed. My feet literally can't do the polyrhythmic pattern of bleed. It's not that I'm lazy, but it's just like, you gotta know what your strengths and weaknesses are and run with them. So I could see a drummer, doing what I'm doing, and then they just use MIDI guitars because they don't have a guitar player. So, I talk bad about the MIDI guitar player plugin, but at the same time, I'm no better. I'm using that with drums. You know what I mean? That's what guitar players do. So I kind of revoke my statement on that. As much as it kills me, as much as it hurts my ego and my soul, sometimes, man, gotta get a little reality check. Mark, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. The Hydra, 2,750 euros. Oh God, that's like 3 bills in the U.S. Ooh, so what? Maybe one day. Probably not. Pros and cons about buying guitars online. Pros, I don't have the music shop in my town, Modern Gear. Cons, I don't get the chance to try a guitar before buying. Yeah. But honestly, bro, like I've bought more guitars online than I have in shop now in my life, and the quality. I've never had an issue with quality control really, with the exception of the one time the Russian company reached out to me, Kanai. One of the guitars wasn't that good in terms of quality control, but yeah, if you just buy a guitar online from like a musician's friend or a Sweetwater. Usually they're cheaper than the actual like MSRP price of like the actual company, or just the same. So like the quality control is going to be good, dude. Like, yeah, you don't get to play it beforehand, but if you don't like it, you can always return it. You know what I mean? So online is just so amazing for musicians that you have the ability to just have the guitar at your disposal with a click of a button and it'll show up to your door. And if you don't like it, you can just have somebody pick it up and they can take it. So I really don't see a con with online stuff, man. But hey, boys, I've been chatting for about an hour now, and if you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. But I'm just gonna do my usual Friday night thing, talk about what I got lined up, and if there's no other huge debates, I can get out of here. But coming up, I have the Legator demo video that's all recorded. I just have to physically edit it, and then that'll be posted. I'll probably get posted tomorrow because I'm gonna cook dinner with my fiance now, and we're gonna chill, watch a movie. But then apart from that, I got a couple other stuff I wanna get lined up. I got a couple gear videos and then a lesson I want to talk about. And then I have this huge collab, man, that I'm working on with. I said this last week. Familiar faces of this channel. It's gonna be 4 other people and myself, and unfortunately, it's dragging a little bit, and I'm getting a little discouraged about it. It's kind of a pain. Yeah, but once it gets done, man, it's going to be huge, and it's going to be my biggest collab that I've ever done on my channel. I'm really looking forward to it, getting that out there for you guys. It'll be sick, man. If you can guess who they are. I mean, I've had a lot of people on this channel, and, some familiar faces will certainly be on there. We're doing a very, very awesome song. Can't wait for that. I see we have more questions. I'm going to answer these questions, and then we'll get out of here, dudes. All right, Sweetwater Rock's the only shop near me that has LTD. Not horrible, but I like the touch. Do you use them? LTDs, yeah. I said once I had a LTD Silverburst single cut. It looked sick. It looked sick visually, but it didn't play well. There's a lot of fret buzz at the first fret. But I also played the LTD, the Spalted Maple red one that came out last year, the 1000, and that was sick. So I feel like they're hit or miss. I don't really like ESP or LTD that much, but yeah, I've tried them. They're okay. Really looking forward into those new Schecter SLSs. Do they hold up next to some of the other guitars you've had? Yes. Yes, dude. Yes. 100% yes. I told the story a million times. I regret getting rid of my first SLS Elite, the C1 with the Fishman's, the amber one. That was my first introduction to Fishman's, and they were just so – that guitar was amazing. I really hate that I got rid of it. It's the only guitar that haunts me that I got rid of, honestly. That one and maybe the 2018 Mojave Burst Les Paul, but that Schecter was amazing. But I still have the Evil Twin. I'm never getting rid of that. It's sitting right next to me. That's why I'm looking over there. If you're looking into getting in those SLSs, dude, please, you will not be disappointed, man. I promise. What's up with people not pressing like on live streams? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, man. Whatever. I'm not here for likes or anything. I'm just here to just talk, and they get likes once they get posted. Hey, we just got 2 more as we speak. But yeah, who cares, man? If you liked it, I appreciate it, man. But I'm just here to hang out, dude. Any more Slipknot covers? Oh, it's funny you say that. You know, it's kind of like I was just talking about a collab with people, and we're doing a 6 song, and I don't want to spoil what it is. But yeah, maybe I'll do some more Slipknot. You know, if the timing's right. Yeah, that cover will be a Slipknot song, and you'll be shocked at what song it is. It's gonna be so sick, dude. Oh my god. All right, boys. 2 more right here, and then we're gonna get out of here. I'm not saying you have to learn all the instruments you use, but I'm saying as long as you keep playing the instrument and not using all the MIDI programs because you're not bothered, like, okay, fair enough. Dude, you've been amazing tonight. Thank you so much for, like, you've been the star of this stream, constantly giving awesome feedback, and I really wish more people would do that, but even still, it's just awesome that, you know, you have passionate opinions and they contradict what I say, and that's an awesome thing for me to just kind of run with and, you know, bounce ideas off of. So thank you so much, dude. You're the man. I'll see you on the next vid, bud. Please get on that collab, dying to see it. Yeah, I've been DMing the people involved. I almost said their names. And if they're watching, you know, they know what the parts they got to work on. And then once they get it back to me, I just got to edit it all, mix it, and master it. And it will be epic, I promise you. So, all right, boys. I'm out of here. Stay metal, my dudes. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.